to see so many people in uniform. I truly was born with a great appreciation of your service, particularly in the Air Force. You're going to find out that I'm somewhat Army-centric, but my dad graduated here in Jacksonville from Robert E. Lee High School, went on to the University of South Carolina, and then he joined the 14th Air Force, the Flying Tigers, and served in India and China. And you're going to find out that your service has an extraordinary impact in your family. My dad's service has truly impacted my life. His service in India, he was telling me how capable and competent the people of India are. So when Indian Americans from South Asia started buying hotels and motels in South Carolina as a real estate attorney, I said, I know who you are. And so I became their attorney. I incorporated the Hindu Temple and Cultural Center of South Carolina. And all because of my dad's service, that I was able to recognize extraordinary people who were making a difference for our country. Then I had the opportunity in China, of all places, to go and visit with President Jiang Zemin at the presidential compound because of my dad's service. When I was introduced as a member of Congress, the president was bored, but when they said he's the son of a flying tiger, he stopped the meeting and he announced that the American military is revered in China. Well, I thought this was possibly a private conversation or meeting. No, it was front page of China Daily in English the next day, distributed worldwide. And the American military, the Air Force, is revered. And so it has a huge impact, your service on your family. And in fact, for me, my dad said one time the biggest mistake he made was not to remain a member of the Air Force Reserve when he came back. And so I overcompensated. I served 3 years in the Army Reserve and 28 years in the Army National Guard because it just really meant so much to me. And in my service, the most capable, competent, patriotic people that I had the privilege of working with were my fellow colleagues in the Army Guard. And then I got to meet some Air Guard people too. In fact, I was the staff judge advocate for the Army Guard, and we had a young fellow who was the staff judge advocate for the Air Guard. His name is now Senator Lindsey Graham. So you can make lifelong friends that have an impact. Additionally, of course, it's generational. Because my 4 sons saw the enthusiasm of the people that I worked with, and I would take them to Army activities. We would run in to fellow Guard members everywhere. And it inspired them. And that's why my oldest son served for a year in Iraq. He was field artillery, military police, and so his military services meant so much. I'm very proud of the guy. He came back from his service in Iraq and did what every dad wants. He married the newscaster of the largest television station in South Carolina. And Jennifer Miskowitz from Fairfield, New Jersey. And because he was so smart, he was then elected the youngest Attorney General in the United States 2 years ago. Additionally, my second son is a doctor in the Navy. He's a Naval Academy graduate, boat school. And I'm really grateful he is currently in his residency at Tampa General here in Florida. And so I'm very proud of his service. And then, and he served in Iraq. Additionally, with the Rangers and the SEALs. And then my third son is a signal officer, has served in Bright Star in Egypt. And then our fourth little guy, and all of them are taller than I am. And the fourth guy is currently Officer Basic Training Engineer at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. I give all credit to my wife. So I'm really grateful for their service. Now I do have my Air Force connection. In fact, it was fun for me to see the pictures that you had because one of them was my nephew, Alan Heritage, who's a Citadel graduate. I'm proud of that. And he is serving currently at Hill Air Force Base. Well, the picture that was shown was it was really incredible. His grandmother, my mother-in-law, had me take a 10-pound pound cake from Washington to Baghdad. And so here I was delivering this pound cake wrapped in very appropriately aluminum foil. I mean, it didn't look very upscale. And I didn't humiliate him. But anyway, it was humiliating. I presented him and had that picture taken, and so you wouldn't know what he was getting, but that was a pound cake. And I did it reluctantly. I thought, golly, this is supposed to be a respectable Air Force officer type. And well, it turns out he was a hero of the embassy because everybody liked the pound cake. So, and so I'm just really grateful. I want you to know too that, in fact, my third son, I tried so hard. I had a son in the Army, a son in the Navy, and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. We were at orientation at Clemson University, and he did not know what I was doing, but we went running in to the Air Force recruiters ROTC table, and the guy and my son said, I'd like to be in the Air Guard, and the recruiters told the truth. He said, we don't have a commissioning to the Guard. To do that, you really need to talk to the Army recruiter. And I thought, this is not what I meant for you to say. And it got worse. We went to the Army recruiter, and in the first sentence, the Army recruiter said, we do our tactical training with paintballs. I think they did research, because my son was a paintball fanatic. So he was signed up instantly, and so I did not succeed in getting my joint service family. I was trying so hard. But I also want to thank all of you. Particularly, there are some people of age here, not many, but you need to be aware that I am so proud of the American military. I am a person of the Cold War era, and so I'm an unreconstructed Cold Warrior. I just rejoice at what people in this room, many of your moms and dads, it's almost to the point of grandparents, what they did for victory in the Cold War. And I've had the privilege in serving in Congress and even in the State Senate of living it. And that is that back in 1990, I had the opportunity to go to Bulgaria as an election observer. It was tragic. The country I visited, it was like stepping back into the 1930s. The people were living at half speed. And over the years, I have formed the Bulgaria caucus in Congress, and I've also been able to visit a number of times, and how exciting it is. I was at Novo Selo, an American training base now in the center of Bulgaria. Bulgaria, which was the day I was there, a member of the Warsaw Pact. Currently now, obviously is a member of NATO, a member of the European Union. The people are obviously very much enthusiastic in their service with American personnel in Iraq and Afghanistan. Who would imagine to go from 3 times Bulgaria was at war with the United States in the 20th century to end up with now being a great ally of the United States. Additionally, I've had the opportunity to visit in Romania and to visit the MK Air Base. I hope some of you have the opportunity to be stationed